I think it's going to be one of those videos where I just do one of those random reflections tonight. So here goes. Tonight I went speed dating. Yay. And that's really just been, that's kind of all the kind of like dating stuff that I do. I don't do any of the dating apps. So that's kind of all of the kind of dating interaction stuff that I do now. And all I have to say is I'm just really proud how far that I've come. And it's kind of funny because I actually ran into a few people that I saw probably maybe two-ish, three-ish years ago. So probably when I first started this whole process. And they looked great. And it was good to see that they were looking well. And it's kind of funny because as you start to do some of these speed dating events in the city, you'll run into some of the same people. So you get to know people over time and you get to know a little bit more about their story. And that's kind of the nice thing about these events because it's hard, obviously, just to get to know somebody in just 5 minutes. But the more often you attend them, you kind of make friends or associates and you just get to know people. And so it was nice to catch up with some people and it was nice to re-engage people that you've met that I've met previously. And it was nice to see people looking well. And also it was just nice to, and I'm proud of myself because since I've been to a few of these events, you're always going to meet new people or people who are doing this for the first time. And so they're oftentimes nervous, which is totally fine, totally natural to be nervous. And so sometimes you kind of have to help, I don't want to say talk them off a ledge, but you kind of have to give them a little bit of a pep talk just to say, hey, encourage them and say, hey, it's going to be okay. And typically most people don't bite and most people are nice. And sometimes you are going to run into where 4 minutes or 5 minutes seems like 50, but most times it goes pretty quickly and you meet a lot of nice people. And so um, I think tonight was one of the better nights in the where I was able just to articulate my wants and my needs and my desires in a relationship. And then being able to ask those questions to other people because I think sometimes I'll say for me, I kind of was afraid to approach asking kind of those direct questions. What are you looking for? Are you wanting a serious relationship? Things like that in these scenarios quickly because I'm like, well, I don't want to seem like I'm too serious right off the bat, but um I'm in the I'm in the season of my life where we can have we can do the fun dates once we know we're aligned. Okay. There's no point in having fun. There's no point in going on dates. There's no point in us spending any time together if we're not aligned. And so I'm just proud of myself for taking more of a direct approach. And I don't think that there was any lack of any um, fun or intrigue in the conversation, even though I was asking more direct questions. And it was nice to be able to get more of those direct answers from people because there's just less rigmarole. There's just less rigmarole. And I am in a no nonsense, no rigmarole space in my life. I don't have room for it. And so I will say this was one of the better events where there definitely was more potential with just, I think maybe the age group probably has a lot to do with it as well. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, I think that was good. I think it was good to take that approach tonight instead of just being focused on wanting to be just, kind of lax about it, which I think is you can still do that and you can still seem fun and energetic and approachable, but you can do that, but you can still ask direct questions in a way that helps you understand very quickly if somebody is aligned with you or not. And so I'm grateful. Today felt like um it was it was a success. I don't know if any matches will come out of tonight or not. I will say some people were hinting at matching. So going based off of that, I assume that there will be, even if there's not, that's not, I've gotten to the point where that's not the point. The point is to be able to interact with people, to be able to work on connecting and conversating and holding conversations and getting out and meeting people. That's what it's become more about versus just, is my husband in the room tonight? Is he here tonight? Laura, tell me he's here tonight. Because that's what it was in the beginning. Oh, Lord, tell me he's in the room tonight. So yeah. And you always find yourself getting let down in those scenarios when you are putting a lot of expectations on those type of situations. I have found myself being able to keep going to these type of events because I've just been like, no expectations. I'm just going to go in here and have conversations and we'll see how it goes. And that's fine. That's cool. Whatever comes out of it comes out of it. If nothing comes out of it, great. If something comes out of it, great. And just keeping an open mind. So, yeah. But that's all. I know it's kind of a random video tonight. I didn't want to do anything too heavy. Just a reflection and just I'm proud of myself. I've come a long way. I've come a long way and it's nice to feel like I'm able to, because I think there was some version of me that would have felt like I needed to be very stern and uptight and very, you know, kind of gruff about communicating my expectations and what I'm looking for. But I'm glad I'm in a space because maybe it just has a lot to do with just being very confident in knowing where I'm at and being relaxed about where I'm at and knowing and being very just it's going to come when it's going to come. Maybe just because I know that's the space that I live in. I'm not in a rush to get there. So maybe that's the calmness about it. I don't know. But because I live in that space, I live in that mentality, I live there, that I can still have a good time. I can still be a little flirty, I guess, if you could say. Have fun and enjoy talking to the person across from me without it being like, is this my husband? Because you're not going to know that in 5 minutes. And it's funny. I was talking to one of the gentlemen tonight and he was a first timer and we were just kind of talking about that and he was like, do you think your husband's in the room? And I was like, I can't tell you if my husband's in the room. I was like, and I kind of surprised myself by saying this because I don't even think I had realized this happened, but I was like, I've um, really let go of falling in love at first sight. I think you can fall in lust at first sight because it's hard for you to tell that somebody is your person in 5 minutes. I was like, you really have to make sure that it's really going to be about alignment. Once you've discovered that you're aligned, that's when you can determine that this is your person. And I was kind of shocked to hear that that came out of my mouth, but also I was like, well, yeah, I knew I believed those things, but I'm so glad I could articulate them. And he was like, yeah, and he was somebody who was talking about, he didn't quite know what he wanted. And I'm like, that's that's cool for you, dude. That's awesome for you. If you don't know what you want, that's fine. But for me, I know what I want. I'm looking for long term. I'm looking for a husband. And made sure I communicated that I'm not. I intentional long term and husband came out of my mouth. Husband came out of my mouth. Not long term committed. Really, husband came out of my mouth. So there was no confusion about long term committed situationships, long term committed waste of time situations. We're not doing that. No. So yeah, that's all. That's it. So I just wanted to share that. And, if you're in a place where you are currently on the dating scene, maybe you'll find something valuable in this video, or maybe you're just like, girl, what are you talking about today? It's just a random reflection. So hopefully it will be at least semi entertaining. And if it's not, that's fine too. That's cool too. But I'll leave it there and I will let you guys go and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.